if I pour into, work inside the home and all the things and all the pets and, and by the time I get to me, it's like a little dribble. So what I've been
Right.
doing, especially with my morning time and rhythm, is pouring into myself. Life was feeling pretty chaotic in the sense that it was tough for me to find the time or to make the priority of taking good holistic care of myself. So to have your guidance and being able to talk through some of that and being able to have the app of things that could help me keep track to help encourage me to get more into like a routine of movement as well as, the nutrition, hydration of everything I know, but to be able to see it all in one place and to have that was really helpful, especially thinking back on February and March. Definitely my weight. My weight has been a concern, obviously a physical concern for a while, because looking back, when I was a child, a teen, a young adult, my weight was always pretty well managed, never really an issue. And I noticed in my 30s on up to current, the the concerns of weight have affected me more physically, more from an energy standpoint, sometimes a confidence standpoint. So it's one of those things where weight can affect me in a holistic way. So not
Right.
just physically, but then I kind of, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, just kind of being maybe a little harder on oneself. But also I've improved some things in other ways, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to where I can give myself some grace physically. That's been one of the biggest things. But the past few months, it's been nice to kind of chisel away at that a bit, get into a bit of a rhythm and a routine. And so that's been really helpful. So I don't feel like, I didn't get to this place overnight, so I don't have that pressure of feeling like I've got to be back in my 20s, obviously. Just I can be where I'm at, give myself grace, and just do what I can. My family and I had been through a lot last year. And so we were all kind of hoping for like a clean slate, a fresh start, a new year. It was one of the biggest reasons why I reached out is because I felt like I needed that fresh start, that accountability piece, start something new. I didn't necessarily like hop on to any one thing in January, but I remember seeing the pictures, the encouragement, and reaching out to you and the coaching, and it just sounded like something that I would do well with because I saw like the one-on-one.
Hmm.
I tend to do better one-on-one like we're doing right now, where it's more personal, that it's not just like this standard across the board thing, that it's made unique to what it is that I need and
Yeah.
want because of some of my recent over the past few months like blood work that I had in January, some tests, some red flags for myself. It was really eye-opening to some things that I already knew about, but to be reminded of and kind of gently guided back towards the perspective that you shared was really helpful for me to kind of take a step back on, what am I really doing, what am I really needing, and it's been good. That one really stood out to me. I think that was a bit of a like turning point moment in some perspective with some other things too. So that for some reason really stands out. Like before I even get up out of bed, hey God, and putting my feet on the floor even though I have plantar fasciitis. But I've been working with that and through the ups and downs. And so what I feel like I'm saying is that there's been like a steady healing of my energy. The gratitude journal. I have journaled in the past, but not as consistently. That's another huge piece, y'all, is that gratitude, like being, whether it's in the hospital, whether it's in the car, where I can be grateful for wherever I'm at. I can be
Yeah.
grateful in whatever circumstance. It has shown me that, hey, I have kept up with that since March 6th. That was my first entry, and I have not missed one. The daily workouts, of the daily movement of
Mm.
some sort, because I remember when you and I were first talking, it was just, I had gotten stuck in a rut of, well, now I have plantar fasciitis, so there goes the walking, right? So that was
Hmm.
starting kind of that downward sort of negative spiral of, well, what am I going to do now for movement? And I remember your suggestion on my spin cycle. I can get on there. It's low impact, it's movement. Sometimes I'll couple that with a meditation, or I'll, do a yoga after. I love that 15-minute wind down, just movement.
Yeah.
Moving my body, remembering how much I moved my body as a kid, a teen, in my 20s, even 30s. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think back after I had Ellie, my daughter, she's 15 now, but we were at the park, or we were doing this, or we were doing that. We were moving.
Yeah.
So I think as life has gotten heavier in a sense,
Yeah.
I was starting to just kind of feel heavy without some regular movement. And so now that's back in, even though life is still kind of coming at us,
Yeah.
it feels a little bit lighter because I have things that are helping me move. Definitely feeling more encouraged, more positive, more motivation, more consistency. All of those things kind of intertwine for me. Sticking with it, not giving up, not throwing in the towel, not doing like an all or nothing.
All
The
right.
the big piece that you have continually reminded me and others is to do something, to not give up. The willingness to try something new that is holistic, that's not focused just on one area. I would encourage that friend or that person to try this out, to try a different approach. It's easy to get discouraged, and I've been there, but I think, to keep an open mind and to, be willing to try a more holistic approach. This app is just for me. This thing is just for me. It's not for my dog. It's not for my cats. It's not for my husband, for my daughter. Like,
Yeah.
we're worth it. I desired something that I didn't know would become as a part of my daily habits as it is now. Like when I first started, I wasn't quite sure what I was looking for, but it has been a really good addition to my life.